guys, we're still in our pajamas. I just woke up. All I can think about is how pissed off I am about this whole Max Miller situation. So let's explain the latest on what's going on. So, this Ohio congressman, Max Miller, keeps saying no court ever substantiated anything and no criminal charge was ever filed against him. Obviously, he's right, but he's also describing what happens in almost every single domestic violence case in this country. You guys know that. I know that. So here's what he's been accused of because it's truly heinous. His ex wife, Emily Moreno, who is the daughter of a sitting Republican senator, by the way, well, she alleged in court filings that he scalded her with hot water, held a gun to her head, shoved her into a wall and hit her, and that he broke their infant daughter's collarbone. He denies all of it and he's suing her for defamation, but it's horrible. His defense is basically twofold, and both of those things sound like evidence without being evidence. The first is that nothing's been substantiated and no charge has ever been filed. That's true, but it's also true of most domestic violence ever anywhere in the world. Most of it never gets reported. If it gets reported, it never gets charged. If it gets charged, it never gets tried. So no charges describes the system working the way it normally works, and he's asking you to hear that as an acquittal. The second one is that she was friendly to him afterward, that she invited him to dinner and spent time with him. He said, "Ask yourself, if I had assaulted her, would she have offered to cook me dinner 6 days later? Would she have invited me to spend an afternoon at the playground with her and our daughter?" He literally said that on a Twitter live. That's the argument that's been used to disbelieve women for, I don't know, about 100 years. And every single advocate who's worked a hotline will tell you it's the pattern, not the exception. It's the thing that happens in these relationships, not what disproves that domestic abuse is happening. And then on Tuesday, he asked the House Ethics Committee to investigate himself, and they opened a review into whether he may have engaged in domestic violence and abuse or illegal drug use, which is honestly kind of a clever move because that committee is slow as hell and the election is in November. So he gets to say, well, it's under review until election day and let the process do the talking. He's not really arguing that he's innocent, which is crazy. He's arguing that nobody has proven otherwise, and now he's buying more time for nobody to prove otherwise. And it's working, which is the saddest part. Some Republicans and others have been calling on him to resign, but he's basically ignoring all of those calls. And President Trump said that Miller is a very good person and he should just let the families figure that out. But his ex's father, the Republican Senator Bernie Moreno, is the only one who put it plainly. He said if there are any basic standards of character required to hold office, Max Miller fails them.